You won't believe what has just happened to Oga Obinna moments ago. The comedian has broken down in uncontrollable tears, and what he has done has left the entire nation speechless. In a shocking act of grief and respect, Oga Obinna has shaved his head completely bald.
In the Luo culture, normally to mourn and to symbolize grieving, we used to shave our heads.
Live on camera all while mourning Raila Odinga, but here is where it gets even deeper. He has revealed that this wasn't just a random gesture, it's a sacred Luo custom, a tradition of honor, pain and farewell, and the message he has shared right after it left fans in tears and the internet is in total shock. But that is not all. Wait until you hear the emotional message he used to honor Raila, because this isn't just a tribute, it's a confession from the heart.
I choose to shave my head as a symbol of mourning, and this one is going out to Baba.
Picture this: Oga Obinna walks into a room, camera rolling, knowing what he's about to do. His usual jovial demeanor gone, replaced by something we have never seen from him before. Pure, raw, unfiltered emotion, and the comedian who makes us all laugh was about to make us cry. Obinna said, "For myself and Baba, I choose to shave my head. This one goes for Baba for the respect and admiration I had for him. Secondly, it goes for all the cancer patients out there."
This one is going out to Baba, first of all, from the respect and admiration I gave him. And it also goes out to everybody out there who's struggling with cancer. For all the cancer patients out there, my heart goes out to you as well. So this one is for Baba and for everybody else.
This tribute wasn't just for Raila Odinga. In one powerful gesture, Oga Obinna has honored a fallen hero and standing in solidarity with everyone fighting cancer. The weight of that statement, the depth of that decision. But that is not all. Wait until you see what happened next as Oga Obinna sat in that barber's chair. The last time he had shaved his head bald, he recalled, was back in primary school, and let that sink in.
I don't remember the last time I shaved my head. Why? Wait.
This is a man who is about to transform himself completely, to change his appearance in a way he hadn't done since childhood. And this wasn't a casual haircut. This was a sacrifice, and this was a testament. This was history in the making. And when the moment arrives, the barber approaches. The clippers are ready. What happened next? Nobody was prepared for this. The gesture was made even more poignant as the barber shaved his head to the sound of one of Raila's favorite songs. Jamaica Farewell, that song, that iconic song. Raila's profound love for the song was immense, to the extent that it has become his signature song during some of his political rallies. The melody that Baba loved so much and the tune he wouldn't hum during the interviews. The song that had become synonymous with his legacy was now the soundtrack of his tribute. And those notes played, something happened to Oga Obinna. The reality of the moment has crashed over him like a wave, and the clippers touched his head, the first locks fell, and suddenly, this wasn't just about a haircut anymore. This was about saying goodbye to a giant, and this was about honoring a man who had fought for Kenya for over 5 decades, and this was about keeping a culture flame alive. The comedian struggled with tears during the shaving process and even asked the barber to pause at one point, attempting to compose himself. Can you imagine this? The man who keeps millions laughing, unable to hold back his tears. The entertainer who controls audiences with ease, losing control of his emotions. And this is what real grief looks like. This is what genuine respect sounds like. And this is what cultural honor means. But let's hold on for a moment, because this story, this is where it even gets more powerful. What Oga Obinna said after the shave, the reaction from Kenyans online, and the deeper meaning behind the gesture is about to blow your mind. And trust me, you need to hear about the connection between this tradition and the Kenyan fight for democracy. Don't go anywhere, because what is coming next is going to change how you see this entire tribute. Let's talk about the cultural significance of what Oga Obinna just did. According to Mzee Radiel, a cultural observer, I remember when Jaramogi died, both Raila Odinga and Oburu Odinga had their heads shaved clean to honor their culture. But that is no longer done. Christianity has changed many of our ways, and you understand what this means? Even within the Odinga family, even among those who hold this traditional sacred, the practice has been fading, but Oga Obinna brought it back, and in that moment, sitting in that particular chair, tears flowing down and hair falling off his head, he resurrected something so much powerful, and he has reminded a generation of young Kenyans about traditions that connect us to our ancestors. He has showed that in the middle of modernity, in the age of social media, and in the middle of viral content, there is still space for cultural authenticity. Think about that connection for a minute. But here is what many people don't know, and this is crucial. Oga Obinna's tribute didn't come without risk. In fact, Oga Obinna TV Studios has released a statement revealing that certain leaders had paid goons to harm Oga Obinna as he attended the burial of the late Raila Odinga in Bondo. Can you believe that? In the midst of this mourning, as the national hero had fallen, there were threats against someone simply trying to pay his respect. The statement was clear. Despite the heightened emotions that accompanied Raila's death, the mourning period had been largely peaceful, a notable contrast to that sporadic violence that often shadowed events like to his long-time political movement. But even in peace, even in unity, there were those who wanted to cause chaos. And Oga Obinna has stood firm. He went to Bondo, he paid his respect, he showed that tribute transcends politics, that culture is bigger than any other conflict. Now let me tell you about the moment when everything hit home. After the shave, after the tears, and after the transformation, Oga Obinna has looked at himself in front of the mirror. His reflection showed him something he hadn't seen in decades. That bald head, that symbol of mourning, and that mark of respect. And in that moment, the full weight of what he had done settled on his shoulders. The reaction have started pouring in immediately, and Obinna's tribute to Raila has attracted massive reactions, with people saying this is culture, Mwachamila ni mtumwa, has nothing to do with content, and those who do content, we know them. Do you hear that distinction? Kenyan could tell the difference between publicity stunts, and this was not a calculated move for clicks. This was genuine and very authentic from Oga Obinna. Social media has exploded with comments. Some have praised his courage, some have celebrated his cultural consciousness, some were moved to tears themselves, because in that particular moment, Oga Obinna has represented something bigger than himself. He has represented a generation choosing to remember. He represented young Kenyans saying yes to tradition, and he represents the bridge between old and new, between ancient customs and modern expressions. So what does all this mean? Why does Oga Obinna's gesture matter so much? Let me break it down for you. First, it's about cultural preservations. Second, it's about authentic tribute. Third, it's about solidarity. And fourth, it's about bravery, facing threats, risking backlash, opening himself to criticism, and Oga Obinna still did it because some things are bigger than fear, some traditions are worth preserving, some tributes demand sacrifice. His grief was evident as he honored this veteran politician whose death has left a profound impact on him, and that impact, that grief, and that specific honor is now immortalized. Every time someone sees Obinna's bald head, they'll remember. Every time the story is told, people will understand, and every time a young person asks about Luo mourning customs, Oga Obinna's tribute will be the exact example. So here is what I want you to take away from this incredible story. Oga Obinna, the comedian we love so much, has showed us something profound about respect, culture, and genuine tributes. He has reminded us that tradition isn't dead, it's just waiting for brave souls to revive it. He has showed us that public figures can use their platforms for cultural preservation, not just entertainment. He has demonstrated that real honor requires real sacrifices. And this is not just a story about celebrities getting a haircut. This is a story about cultural identity in modern Kenya. And this is a story about how we choose to honor our heroes. And this is a story about keeping traditions alive in a changing world. The question now is, what traditions are you keeping alive? What cultural practices are you preserving? How will you honor those who have paved the ways for you? Obinna has set the bar. He has shown us that authentic tributes look alike, and he has demonstrated that culture and modernity can coexist beautifully. This has been the story of Oga Obinna's emotional tribute to Raila Odinga, a moment where comedy gave way to culture, where laughter gave way to tears, and where a simple act became a powerful statement. Rest in peace, Baba, and thank you, Oga Obinna, for showing us what real honor looks like. Let's catch up on my next celebrity drama files as we get to see what these Kenyan celebrities are unveiling for us.